Hey everybody, it's Chris from Six Wins here with Matt, and King Kong ain't got shit on this matchup. First round matchup, Denzel Washington, number 2 seed, versus Ben Affleck, number 15 seed. We'll see if either one of those were ranked too high or too low when we get to the results at the end of the video. But I know, Matt, you had a few thoughts on this one.
Yeah, so there was a weird time in my life where I kind of stand Ben Affleck really hard. And it was right after he actually had a lot of flops. It was right after Daredevil and Geely. Like, he had like those two movies like back to back, and everybody was like, Ben Affleck is a joke. Matt Damon was the talented one all along. Like, Family Guy did like a bit where like they were writing like Good Will Hunting in the cutaway scene, and Matt Damon goes, and that's the end of Good Will Hunting by Matt Damon, and Ben Affleck's like, well, put my name on. I was like, you didn't say anything, you just sat there and got high the whole time. He's like, no, I didn't. I gave someone. I was like, pitch a line. And he goes, and he just like farts. He goes, there, how about that? And so like everybody's just crapping on Ben Affleck. But he kept going. He kept on. And so I was like, man, you know, this guy tried. He had some flops and some bombs, but like I think people are coming down too hard on him. So like 2004 to like 2007, I was really big into Ben Affleck.
Okay. Side note, I was kind of the same way with Dane Cook. Randomly, when everyone started hating on him, that's when I kind of leaned in. I was just like...
That was around the same time.
Kind of,
Dane Cook got pretty popular, like 05 to 07, and then the hate after that.
Yeah.
And he kind of looks like Ben Affleck. They kind of could be brothers almost or something.
Maybe we just like to be different.
Yeah. I just, like, you don't need to over-hate on somebody when they're trying.
Right.
But so, Ben Affleck, I really liked for a long time. He is one of our Batmans. I'm secretly keeping track of how Batmans do in this bracket. His Batman movies did not do very well compared to Christian Bale's or the Michael Keaton Batmans and things like that. But he's also... I actually like him in his comedy roles and his bit roles. Like, he has cameos in a lot of Kevin Smith movies. Dogma and Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. And those are actually, like, my favorite Ben Affleck roles.
Yeah.
I would pick him for those if I was going to reveal who I chose already. My last Ben Affleck story is to go back to Daredevil, which everybody thinks is like the worst superhero movie of all time.
Okay.
It hit Ben Affleck's career into a spiral for a while. And I'm here to tell you that Daredevil has to be a good movie. And here's why. I saw it in theaters. And when I left movie theaters, I literally was like, man, I kind of wish I was blind. And that's how you know a movie is good. When it makes you want to be blind and you're folding your dollar bills. Like, okay, vertical is the 10s, horizontal is the 5s because you saw Ben Affleck do it.
Yeah.
That's when a movie transcends.
Yeah.
When it can convince you to have like a serious like impairment in your life. So Denzel is obviously, I think, if you're asking me objectively, I think Denzel is a better actor. Training Day was one of my friend growing up favorite movies. He made me watch it all the time.
Yeah.
And he's been in, I remember seeing like Glory. It got shown to us in like grade school. And it was like probably one of the best movies I got to see in like junior high in like 6th grade or something.
Oh, sweet. I never saw that.
Yeah, it's like a movie that's like set in like the Civil War, I think.
Okay.
And Denzel Washington kind of plays like the troop leader of a troop, like an all African American battalion. And it was based on the true story of the Civil War. So yeah, would I want Ben Affleck to win? Kind of, because of my weird history with him, but I think Denzel's a better actor. That was a long time for me, just talking about like why I was in love with Ben Affleck for a few years. Not even for his like film work, but what about you? What are your feelings on Ben or Denzel, and what did you think?
Well, I had a similar experience after I saw the movie 8 Mile. I wanted to be a battle rapper.
Yeah.
I thought I had it, but there's a very important criteria to being a battle rapper: rapping.
Yeah.
Which I tried. Not good. Not very good.
I've heard one of his songs, and it was really good. I was very surprised. He played one like several years ago when we lived in California.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, y'all want to fuck with me?
Maybe.
Could be.
But I was just like, that's good production. Like, you sound legit. This guy's a real actor. He's the real deal.
Yeah. Shout out to Top Notch, who produced, I think I recorded like 8 songs. Anyways, They're not good. Don't find them. They're nowhere. You won't find them. My personal vote was Denzel in a landslide. I am really pulling for Denzel to make it to at least the final four.
Wow.
I think down the line, if he keeps advancing like I expect him to, we'll run into a Denzel-Tom Hanks matchup. And that would be really cool. Those are like both iconic, timeless actors. I think the cliche is to say the best Denzel role movie is Training Day. Training Day is awesome. It would be in probably my top 3. You know what my favorite Denzel role is?
What?
John Q. I love John Q. It's such a, like, no pun intended, heartwarming story when
it's like a medical.
Yeah. So, like, he's working this, like, not so great job with, like, shitty health insurance. And his kid has this, like, heart condition where he needs a heart transplant. And Denzel, no other options, just out of love for his son, holds up the hospital. Like, shooting, like, he's like, I did the math. I know that you can afford to do this for free. We'll pay you back, I promise. And they refused to operate on his son. And then once they finally agreed to operate on the son, they realized they didn't have a good heart for him. So he volunteered his heart for his son. Like, what a cool metaphor. And that just hits me. You know, I'm a dad. I got, my son's going to be 4. So just like, to this day, that is my favorite. I'm getting a little choked up.
Can't get that chill.
Yeah. That's my favorite Denzel role. Ben Affleck, I don't know that I have anything to add on top of what you did, other than when he was doing his, like, kind of comeback. Because South Park went pretty hard on Ben Affleck, too, if you remember. Yeah. Family Guy and South Park. They went really hard on Ben Affleck, but he came back with Argo.
Right.
Where he produced, I think directed and starred in that movie where they had to fake being a film crew to go infiltrate the enemy. And that was a great movie. I think he won an Oscar for that.
Yeah, that also pulled in a lot of Oscars, like Best Direction, I think Best Film.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And that's when Matt stopped being a fan.
Yeah, because that's when he's back.
Yeah. So, do you want to give the results of this one?
The result, no surprise, was Denzel. It wasn't too close, and I think well deserved. So we'll get to see if Denzel can hold up his end of the bargain for you and get to the final 4.
I hope so.